Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Allison Feltz and I will be going into my second year of teaching first grade. So technically I'm still a beginning teacher. And a little bit about me, I did spend 5 years as a TA before becoming a teacher. And so I do feel like I have a little bit more experience within the classroom. Not to say that I know it all, because I surely don't. But yeah, and today we're just going to talk about a couple things that I am currently doing and have been doing over the summer to prepare myself for the upcoming school year. So I go back next week, which blows my mind. Like, where has summer gone? But there are 4 things that I have kind of been doing this summer to make my teaching more efficient, better, however you want to word it. If you don't already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram or like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. I was looking and I have 300 subscribers on here, and I'm just like absolutely blown away that people actually want to listen to what I have to say, which, you know I'm posting all of this online, but I didn't think that anybody would really care. So I'm happy you guys are here, and let's get started with today's video. The first thing that I am doing to prepare for the school year is I am reflecting on what went well last year, what did not go well, and some things that I want to change coming up for this school year. So one example that I have that I want to change is I felt that I could have been more explicit in my expectations at the beginning of the year. So one example that I'll give, lining up. So I taught my kids how to line up, but I didn't realize just how specific I was going to be about how they lined up, where they lined up. So I was constantly telling my kids, okay, you need to face forward. You shouldn't be turning around in line. You shouldn't be doing this. I want to make sure that I'm very clear with that up front this school year so that I don't have to be repeating myself over and over again. And something else that I was thinking about is, and it could have been the crew that I had last year, but I didn't feel like I could loosen the reins in a sense and do funner things without them getting out of hand. So I want to put those expectations, very plainly up front so that I, am not repeating myself later on in the year, or don't feel that we can do the fun stuff that, it's fun stuff, it's exciting. And so you need to be able to have that control when we do fun stuff where we can make jokes and, laugh and have fun. But, it can't get out of hand. So that's something else that I will be changing from last year. And kind of underneath that umbrella of reflecting on last year, I definitely want to reflect on my behavior management plan, which my school requires that you have like a plan written out. And so I'm going to be reviewing that, making any changes that I feel like are necessary, with what worked last year. And I may get a completely different crew this year, and you just never know what kind of students you're going to be receiving. And so I want to be prepared on all ends of the spectrum so that I can help my students the best way, and that my behavior management is exactly where it needs to be so that I don't have a lot of office referrals or outbursts. So that's kind of my first point, is reflecting on last year and thinking about what I want to change for this year. The next thing that I have kind of done within this last week is planning. And I do not mean planning lessons. I do not mean looking through curriculum, because I think that is for the work days. Like, that is something you do with your team. And I don't want to look at curriculum right now, but I do want to go in very prepared. So I have gotten a planner, which last year I used a desk calendar, and I loved my desk calendar. But when I got home, I had no idea whether I had a meeting the next day until I went in and saw my desk calendar. So this year I'm doing a planner that has like a month view along with like a weekly view. And each day, like that'll go back and forth with me from work to home so that I can pull it out if I need to. And I'll just kind of open it up to the monthly view to place on my desk so that I can kind of know what's going on. And, you know, the district gives us like a staff's calendar. And so I can put in the work days, I can put in the holidays, and our county gives annual leave. So like those are days that come out of my leave. I put that on there as well. And I go through basically the entire school year and put in those dates just so that I'm prepared. I know when the work days are. I know when, you know, things are happening. I know when the end of the quarter is. I know when testing begins, things like that. So that to me is very important because I'm coming in prepared and I know, you know, okay, I have 8 work days before the beginning of the year, but you know, I have training on this day, this day, this day, or I have professional development on this day. And it just helps me like come in prepared rather than doing that on the work days. So that's just something that I feel is important on, you know, preparing for the next school year. The third thing that I do, which may sound a little like, why would you even include this in the video? But the third thing is rest. I think a lot of times summer can be so busy. You know, you're excited, you're doing this, you're doing that. You know, if you have kids, you're taking care of your kids. And, you know, you're wanting to get all of this done. But I think it's important to take time to rest and recuperate because a lot of people know that teaching is stressful. It just is. And if you are really going to pour into the students that are in your classroom, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to worry about, are you ready? Like, are you already stressed out? Then maybe you need to take some rest. Maybe you need to relax, like for this next week. Like, don't push it if you're not ready. Like, if you don't want to do any of these before those work day starts, by all means, whatever works for you. But for me, I need to take that time to rest and relax. And I may seem like I'm doing nothing, but for me, I'm preparing myself because I know that once I go back into those work days, like I'm going in full throttle. It's not, you know, oh, well, I can just come back in and I'll just do this one day and it'll just be, I know that it's going to be hard. I know that there's going to be stress. And so I need to be in a restful, relaxed state so that I can handle all of the stress that is coming up with heading back to school. So that's my third. My last point is spending time in prayer. And this can kind of go along with resting, but as most of you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, I am a Christian. I believe Jesus came and died on the cross for all of our sins. I think there's such power in prayer. I'm praying for the school year ahead. Like I have been praying so that, you know, my heart would be ready to receive these children and really give them exactly what they need. Because although I may not know everything that's going on in their life, I just want to be that light for them. And whether, you know, I can't be like Jesus is the way, but I can show through like the fruits of the Spirit in me what it looks like to be a follower of Jesus. And so, but some things that I have been praying for is patience. I am naturally not a very patient person. I get very frustrated very easily. So this is something that I should have been praying for the entire summer to leading up to the school year. I'm definitely praying for patience for myself, for my coworkers, for my kids. You know, there's just so much grace within that I need that. Something else is just like understanding of a lot of different things. One of them is just understanding that every child is different, to understand where they're at and what growth looks like for them, and understanding where they're coming from, understanding that they have big emotions and those may come out, and I don't need to be frustrated with them. I need to help them understand their emotions. Just praying through that. I would never push my beliefs on anybody, but I do feel like I'm called to be a witness to those that don't believe. And so prayer to me is really important. Going back to a new school year, a new everything. It's a lot. And so I want to be mentally, physically, spiritually prepared for what's to come. So that is the things that I'm doing currently to prepare for the upcoming school year. And I hope you have found this video helpful. And of course, I am not the end all be all, and I am not the perfect teacher. And I want to make that very plain and clear. I am not perfect. I do not have all of the answers, but these are just my experiences and things that I'm doing to be prepared for the next school year. If you stuck around, I hope that you will leave a comment below on things that you are doing to prepare for the upcoming school year, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day.